G'day, guys, and welcome to the Centre Bounce, where today I'll be talking about Hayden Young. Young Hayden from the Fremantle Dockers under the spotlight. Let's go. Look, to be completely honest with you guys, I wasn't actually intending on doing a video on Hayden Young. I thought this series, this spotlight series, was initially going to be about talking about the players that people are unsure of, for us to have a look in some maybe speculative selections that we really need to dive into to sort of try and meet out exactly whether or not they are relevant or not, whether or not there are people out there that are asking questions such as Carl Amon, for example. He was a left field selection that wasn't on too many people's lips until we started to look into it a little bit more. Done an episode on Zach Fisher, Jack McRae. There's a bunch of people who are unsure about whether or not he can reclaim some of his role. Flanders, was it a flash in the pan that we saw from Flanders, or is it legit? These are the sorts of players that I thought I would be covering, but from the latest stream where we asked for you guys and girls to send us your teams, there were a lot of instances where I did not see Hayden Young in there. And I just thought, you know what? Maybe people are just thinking that he is along the Jordan Ridley type of player, someone that you can afford to fade. I just dropped something on my desk. Apologies if you heard that. That was my comb. But we're going to talk about Hayden Young and whether or not, or I should say why, you should be selecting him. Let's start. About this man, same hairstyle all the way through. I almost feel like getting my comb now. I feel I'm a lot more aware of my hair now, or lack thereof, compared to this guy. But he's been quite all right. He's been quite decent in terms of his scoring. He's had now a couple of years where he's gone back-to-back 94. So there was an initial rise from his starting season. Only played the 5, then played the 8, and then went bang, bang, 22 and 22. And by playing in in a lot of these games in the season, he's gone up to 94 and 94. So very cool, very exciting. But do we necessarily want a 94 average in our backline? Do we want to start someone who's going to average 94? Well, let's just say the reason why we are picking him is because we don't see him doing 94. All right, we're going to scroll down a little bit because something's changed in this guy. He has been, as you can see, right from the front, back pocket, half back flank, half back flank, back pocket, interchange, half back flank, back pocket, half back flank. He has been, for his entire career, this guy has been playing essentially as a defender. Okay? But something changed, my friends. Something changed late in the season. And we would not be doing these videos unless there were changes. You should know the drill by now. We pick up the changes and we talk about them because the changes are what make things interesting. You can tell that he's been playing as a defender because there are a lot of instances where you can see a lot of interspersed playing on from kick-ins as well as being a back pocket. Now, I am not going to dive into immense detail about his historical playing in the back line because, take my word for it, almost like pick a card, a blind selection, pick a card, pick a game, any game, here. All right, that's where my mouse happened to land. Let's have a look at that heat map. There you go. Back line. All right, we're going to scroll up and down again, and then there's just a random game. What have I selected? Please don't tell me it's the same game. If that's the same game, I feel like an idiot then. Okay, good. It's not the same game. It was this one. What happened here? Primarily in defense. Third time lucky. Did I just select 2 games? How did I do that? All right, I'm not going to do that. I picked the game where he got 1 point. Gee, I'm really unlucky here with this roulette. Don't take me to a casino. I'll make you lose. All right, let's just put here. This one against Richmond. Let's have a look. Back in his olden days. First season, there you go again. Off halfback. He's a halfback, guys. He plays defense. I think we've joked around enough. think we've joked around quite enough. Just take my word for it. The guy's been a defender for essentially his whole career. Okay, there you go. Hope you've seen enough games. But somewhere along the line, and I can tell you exactly where, things changed for Hayden Young in 2023. And it was right here, where he scored 69. Very nice. Something changed here. And it was all of a sudden the fact that he got 52% CBAs. That's a massive jump. He's only once in his entire career before that point had attended CBAs. Only once. And that was in round 14 of last year. He got a little taste of CBAs, 17%. Okay? And he got 85 points. Little taste of CBAs. But he doesn't get more of them until the trigger's been pulled. And in round 20, he got 52%. Okay? Let's have a look at that heat map and see where he got the ball. Oh, look at this. He's got a shuriken. He's got a shuriken shape in the middle of the ground. It changed here. And I sort of want to see I actually want to see what the CBA distribution has been like for Fremantle ever since that point. So let's go to Fremantle and we'll see what it looks like from round. And we can see it right, Rom. Where's the weird jump? There you go. I didn't have to see who the name was. I can just tell from the weird jump all of a sudden that there are CBAs here. Hayden Young, 52% of CBAs. Jackson was the ruck because there was no Sean Darcy here. O'Meara almost got it shaved in half. Sarong and Brayshaw maintained their high status there in the mids. But O'Meara lost CBAs for Hayden Young. And we see that for the rest of the season, he really had it shaved off compared to Hayden Young. So in round 20, we've had a change playing at GMHBA Stadium. The narrow, skinny ground in Geelong where the Bombers get killed all the time. I hate that ground, Alphabet Stadium. But because the reason why is because if you are not a strong contested ball winning side to attack the ball through a narrower space, good luck winning. Now, Andy Brayshaw, 137, superstar. Schultz, rip over at Collingwood. Luke Ryan, skinnier ground. Interceptors love it. Harder to avoid them. Sarong, 110. A lot of great scores over here. But Hayden Young only got 69, as I mentioned, very nice. But you look at the fantasy points, he had 83. He had 83 fantasy, which would have put him at number 6 for his team. Okay, 77% time on ground. He only had 68% disposal efficiency. Okay, 68%. Has he ever had worse? To be honest, I don't think. Oh, there you go, 163% here. That was his second worst outing from a disposal efficiency perspective in his entire career. Okay, it was his first true game playing in the midfield. I can cut him some slack. Okay, trying to find his feet under pressure. Geelong at Geelong are a very tough proposition, and yet they still won. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. What happened in the next game? Against the Brisbane Lions, he had 29 disposals, 10 tackles. Okay, very, very nice. 77% CBAs. He's got a jump. He's got a boost. 84% time on ground, and he went 123. Very impressive. Look at that. That's a midfielder. This ain't halfback no more. This is a midfielder. Out and out midfielder. They narrowly lost at home. But who are the top scorers for Freo? Their ruckman and their 3 on-ballers, Sarong, Brayshaw, and Young. We're going to see a lot of these 3. We're going to see a lot of these 3. Sarong, Brayshaw, and Young. The 3 most attended CBAs for mids. Okay, we're not going to count Jackson, who was the ruckman. But the mids that had the most were those 3. All right. And he absolutely tore it apart with an over 120 score. Wonderful. Next game, 81% CBAs, 25 disposals. Not earth-shattering, right? 25 disposals, 8 tackles, 118. Oh, 118, you say. Look at this. This is a mid. This is a midfielder, my boys and girls, of course. This is a midfielder. 81% CBAs against West Coast. Sarong and Brayshaw both had a little shave to bump up Hayden Young a little bit. Would you look at that? He's in there. Look at the next game. Again, 91, 70, and 78, 85, 88, and 81. These are the 3 now. They became the 3 mainstay mids against Port. 19 disposals. That's not a lot. 19 disposals is not a lot. His kick-to-handball ratio is not amazing. He had 7 tackles. He had 2 free kicks. He had 78% CBAs. He had 74% time on ground. That's not a lot. But he still scored 113. That is wonderful. These aren't astronomical stats here. And they lost as well. Let's have a look. How are these scores so good despite none of these individual factors really being earth-shattering? Let's go to the player stats. We want to look at the Dockers. Let's see. How many clearances? Who had the most clearances? Sarong and Brayshaw. Young was third, only had the 2. That's okay. 74% time on ground, not immense. Meters gained. Again, he did better than Sarong. Did he have more kicks than Sarong? Yes, he had 2 more kicks. Okay, cool. Makes sense. 7 tackles was great, as I mentioned. Let's have a look at something more advanced. Let's see. Did he have any inside 50s? Yes, he had 4 inside 50s, of which 2 was the score involvements. Now, remember, you get extra points. As I mentioned in a previous video, you get extra points if you assist, if your disposal leads to a score. Goal or behind, doesn't matter. If it's a score, you get extra points for a score assist. He got 7 intercept possessions. Very impressive. 11 contested. 11 contested possessions. Very impressive. You get extra points if it's contested. So not only did he have contested possessions, he also had a great disposal efficiency, 89.5. So that's, and he had 2 tackles inside 50. Very cool. Very, very cool. I'm loving what I'm seeing from this guy. Absolute superstar. Any clangers in that game? Strong had 5 clangers. Luke Ryan had 3. Yeah, all right. So no clangers to speak of. There you go. No clangers. This is these were tackles, yeah? 7 tackles. So yeah, this is wonderful. I'm loving it. This was a great game by Sarong in a loss, but it was a great game. He didn't need a lot of the pill to use it cleanly, to get the right kind of disposals in terms of contested possessions also, to score 113. Last game, 22 disposals. Again, it's not the most. Not the most. At 73%. Not the cleanest. 3 marks. Not the most either. 7 tackles. Very nice. 81% of CBAs. And he scored 111. So again, beautiful heat map. Beautiful heat map. Middle of the ground. So again, we're seeing these stats, these numbers. They're not massive. He didn't crack 30 once. The most he ever got was 29. He had 19. where he scored a 69. First game, I can forgive him. 22 disposals for 111, 19 for 113, 25 for 118, 29 for 123. It is wonderful. These are great numbers. It's the role, and he fits the role to a T. And in these 5 games, he averaged 106.8. If we take out the game where he was just trying to find his feet and acclimatize himself in that midfield, those last 4 games, he went 116.3. 116.3 in the back line. That would have put him equal with Nick Dacos as D1. Equal with Nakos. Okay? Exactly. They're both on 116.3. So that is insane. Is he maintaining this role? Is he going to have this role moving forward? Well, yes, he will. Yes, he will. It is almost set in stone. Articles have come out. Damaging Docker, that's this man. This man, he matches the picture here. Yes, it is the same person. I identify they are correct. Hayden Young, that's his name. Yes. Can add a different dimension to the Fremantle midfield. Wants to add size and explosiveness to the Dockers midfield as he turning heads as he trained full time in his new role. And has it been happening? I know it's just articles. Could be a puff piece. Is it legitimate? Well, we go on over. This was one of the resources that I didn't really talk about in that resources video, but it helps to just scroll through Twitter sometimes, and you might see people a lot like Callum Burgess here. Thank you very much, Callum, for being a great fan, attending the training and having a look and see, and they'll tell us what they're seeing, and there's no incentive to them lying about what they're seeing. There is absolutely no point. Where's the benefit? They just simply go and have a look, and what do we see? We see Young is a midfielder, did not move from that role, and looks extremely dominant. Wonderful. I can't fully describe how good Young looked in the middle, was the ball inside, and incredible distributor. Come here, my boy. Come here. Hayden Young. Plus. He plays for Fremantle, which means he has the wonderful bye as well. Plus. What, there's more pluses? Yes, there are more pluses. He's only $525,000. Guys. Just get Hayden Young in your team. I hope I've convinced you. If you haven't got Hayden Young in your team, and you've got someone like Sheasel instead, believe me, the decision to move from Sheasel to Young will be the easiest decision of your life. Believe me, it really will. So, guys, let me know in the comments down below what you thought. Have I convinced you? Is this a no-brainer? I just saw that there were quite a few teams out there that didn't have him in there. Thought I'd do you all a favor to make sure that you don't miss out on this guy, because everyone who's actually paying attention will have him. And if you're one of the few that don't have him, you're going to really be left behind. And as I've said in other videos in the past, you might not win Supercoach early, but you can certainly lose it. Okay. So let me know in the comments down below if this was irrelevant, if I've convinced you, if you weren't for sure onto him before. And let me know also of any other players you would like me to go over in a little bit more depth. Help answer your questions in relation to whether a player is viable or not. If you're new here, a like and a subscription would greatly help the channel. Hey, and if you're not new, you can also like the video too, by the way. Don't feel like it's only for the new guys. No, you're more than welcome to hit that like button as well. So give us some encouragement to continue putting in this hard work so that you guys don't have to. See you all in the next one. Bye for now.